My name is Pablo Sanchez, and I will be presenting on the 2021 International Web-Based Neurosurgery Congress the e-poster called A Novel Finite Element Model with Trabecular Cortical Bone Proportion of the Lumbosacral Junction. Finite element analysis is a method to solve mathematical models by deconstructing an object to its smallest elements, which are finite. The global mechanical behavior of an object under controlled conditions can be studied by means of its resistance, viscosity, elasticity, stress, strain, among others. Biomechanical analysis of the spine can be approached by different methods, and one of these are simulation models. These allow us to understand the mechanical properties of biological elements involved in a spinal segment. The objective of this study was to develop a novel finite element analysis model with trabecular to cortical bone proportion of the lumbosacral spine. A healthy lumbosacral spine from L4 to S1 model was built based on a computer tomography through an assisted design program and further analyzed by means of the finite element analysis in ANSYS. The anatomic structures included in the model were the main components of the vertebrae, the facet joints with cartilage and the intervertebral disc with differentiation of annular fibers and nucleus pulposus. This novel construct used the proportion of trabecular to cortical bone distribution in the vertebrae. All simulation models were performed with the following boundary conditions: a neutral posture with a perpendicular force applied on the upper terminal plate of L4 vertebrae of 300 newtons, 460 newtons, and 600 newtons. The variables studied and applied were the total deformation measured in millimeters, equivalent stress or bone mesotheory measured in megapascals, and the maximal principal stress also measured in megapascals. In all variables measured, we found a numerical difference, especially in total deformation, equivalent stress, and maximal principal stress in the trabecular cortical bone model compared to the solid cortical bone model. This can be traduced as the cortical to trabecular bone model as showing greater elastic deformity than the solid cortical bone model. Additionally, in equivalent stress analysis, the results showed greater resistance of the spine segment analyzed under controlled loads. On anatomic segmentation of the lumbosacral spine, interestingly, the region of greater equivalent stress was at the pars interarticularis in both models, showing an anatomic vertebrae point that concentrates loads during neutral posture. The same phenomenon was found on the intervertebral disc as it distributes axial loads on annulus fibrosus, sparing the nucleus pulposus. Maximal principal stress showed the same load concentration on pars interarticularis and the same distribution on intervertebral disc, showing greater values on trabecular to cortical bone model compared to the solid cortical bone model. The authors developed a novel model for finite element analysis of the lumbosacral spine with trabecular to cortical bone proportion. Additionally, the trabecular to cortical bone model showed greater elastic deformity than the cortical bone model. Interestingly, the region of greater equivalent stress was at the pars interarticularis in both models. The authors acknowledged the necessity of external validation of the model. Thank you.